If you're making software decisions based on I think versus I know, you're about to discover how and why that's costing you more than you think. Hi, I'm Edna. Welcome to my channel. I help software professionals grow their skills and become more productive by using AI powered tools and workflows. I've been in tech for over a decade now, and I have experienced it all: the promotions, the layoffs, and also burnout, which all of it together pushed me to rethink everything. So I decided to create this space to share my experience with others like you to help you grow and upskill and stay employable in this ever changing job market. So stick around and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out. Oh, by the way, make sure to stay until the end because I have a little nerdy dad joke for you. In this video, we're going to cover what separates junior devs from senior engineers, the ability to make decisions based on data and not assumptions. Picture this: you're in a sprint retrospectives meeting, and one of the team members says, "Oh, I think our feature is working really well." Another chimes in and says, "Yeah, our users have been engaging a lot more." And then another one says, "Oh, my mom really loves it." I'm kidding, but you get the point. And here's the brutal truth: in software engineering, I think and I feel are just very expensive guesses. If you have enjoyed my video so far, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button and also make a comment on my video and share it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow, but it also helps show this content to others who might find it useful. And in return, I promise I will answer all of your comments, so please go and comment. And also, here's a cute picture of my dog, Kaden. All right, let's continue, shall we? Here is an example of how important data driven decision making is. A team recently released push notifications for their users on their mobile app. The team was excited. They were celebrating because users were engaging more. They were opening the notifications. So, success, right? Wrong. What they failed to measure was the fact that the app uninstallation went up by 40% after the users were opening these notifications. Why? Because it felt like spam. This brings us to the fundamental questions that most teams skip. Do we actually know what we're measuring for? A lot of teams measure metrics that they can't even clearly define. The user engagement metric, it's great, but it's vague. What do you mean by it? Do you mean you're measuring the time a user spends in the app, the number of clicks, or the different features they use? Most teams create and measure vanity metrics, what we call the participation trophies of the tech world. Things like numbers of lines of code, story points, or even 99.99% uptime. These metrics may make you feel better, but they're not actually measuring business value. Instead, you need to measure the outcomes. Things like customer satisfaction, time to value, revenue generated per user, churn rate per user. These are what actually tells you how much business value you're generating. Here is your framework for every project. Define one primary metric and two to three supporting metrics. Your primary metric should basically get connected to your business value, and your supporting metrics are saying the why behind that business value. Act like a detective. The detective usually know what happened. Somebody was murdered, for example. And then they're looking for supporting evidence, right? Like, did this person have enemies? Did they recently visit any place that might have caused any issues for them? And another example in software world is when you're trying to improve the user journey map. Your primary metric is basically users are leaving your product. And the supporting metrics could be why, like what are the things that it frustrates them before they get to a point of leaving your product. Now let's talk about some tools that could help you measure those metrics. For user behavior, Mixpanel, Amplitude, or Google Analytics. For system performance, New Relic, Datadog, or Prometheus. For business metrics, Looker, Tableau, or Grafana. But don't try to measure everything because more data doesn't always mean better data. Here is a classic example of assumptions versus data. A e-commerce platform recently launched a new checkout flow for their customers. And unfortunately, they saw a decline of completed orders from 78% to 62%. The first instinct that the tech team had was this must be a technical issue. It's either payment gateway issues, server issues, some bugs on the mobile app, etc., etc. But when they actually went ahead and measured the user behavior through some heat maps and recorded sessions when you're watching your user going through the workflow, they realized the new design had the guest checkout option buried into the ether. So the customers couldn't find it and they thought, oh, I must have to create a new account. So after that, a very easy and quick tweak fixed the issue. And basically, the team saved weeks and weeks of trying to troubleshoot the technical issues and trying to fix it. Here's another scenario. Sharing data and metric and having it is one thing, but being able to communicate that and the insight that it brings is another. Your stakeholders don't want to just see a bunch of raw data on a graph. They want to know the story behind those. Following the principles from the book Storytelling with Data by Cole, I found out that context is king. How does the metric that you're measuring compare to your baseline, compare to where you were and you're comparing and measuring yourself against? A 5% conversion rate doesn't mean anything. You need to always ask yourself, based on the book also, so what? Now what? All right, 5% conversion rate. So, what does that mean? Okay, now what are we going to do about it? Here's an assignment for you for this week. Go ahead and take a look at your current metrics. Are you measuring outcomes or outputs? Are you only looking at story points completed or actually measuring customer value? Second, define your key metrics clearly. Third, set up your measurement infrastructure. Having perfect data is not the point. Having some data, but measure them consistently is very important. Fourth, have a regular cadence and schedule where you review those metrics and data and take action on them. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, share it, and also comment on it. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click on that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow and it helps show this content to other people who might find it useful. And I will be forever grateful for you. And now I leave you, like I always do, with a joke because life is too short not to laugh. I wanted to trust my gut, but the data said my gut is 40% bias and 100% snack cravings. That part is correct.